Oh, what a day. What a glorious day. The new season of Riders Republic is officially available in-game along with the Ultimate Ridge Pack. There is so much to talk about, and as always, we are recording this 2 days before it releases, so we haven't seen a single lick of it. So enjoy our very last speculation episode to kick off Season 6. And it's also episode 69, so nice. Welcome back to the Riders Report.
Before we get started today, we want to recognize our existing YouTube members. A special thank you goes out to Executive Producers Bonecrusher 2D, Coach 34, and my mom, co-producers Captain Snowbeard, and our fans and Fans Plus.
If you'd like to become a member for as low as 99 cents a month and help support our channel, you can hit join below to learn more about perks like early access to the Riders Report, emojis and badges, a members-only video per month, sneak peeks, and more.
Two very important tweets from Riders Republic this week. First, they shouted us out because we did a couple episodes on the Riders Republic lore, and they asked if we were right about the plane, where they have a plane pictured, and it's also in one of the new park tweets too. So whether we guessed it right or they're adding stuff afterwards, they're rolling with it, we'll find out, but we'll have to do more lore episodes. They also posted about the Ultimate Ridge Pack coming on March 29th, new spectacular events and some new parks, which they did show some of those in the tweet. So we're going to talk about that in today's main topic.
So yeah, we've been saying it for weeks now. We know that 8 spectacular new parks with brand new, never before seen elements are making their way or have made their way into Riders Republic. As of today, go and re-download or update your game after today's episode to enjoy all of these new parks. Also download the Ultimate Ridge Pack as well. But like I said in the intro, we haven't played, we haven't seen. We're recording this 2 days before the release of Season 6. So all we have to go off of is the 30-second video that they tweeted out this past weekend. So without further ado, we are going to dissect as much as this video will give us, starting with this park that is nothing but very intimidating jumps.
These are very steep, and just a little bit after you can see they're riding the BMX. So I imagine this is for the dirt version of the BMX we received with the BMX career. But it's a very cool looking park. You got all of the dirt features and a couple loops that are thrown in here too. And this looks like it's probably at the bottom of Yosemite, I would say. Yosemite Sequoia. It looks like it might be in Yosemite Valley down by the riverfront. Yeah, but this one's looking pretty wild.
Well, it's nice to see some of these, like you said, like the base of the mountains, all of that flat land that has just been left uninhabited up until now. It's really nice to see that start to get some population as well. You know, this doesn't look like a massive park, but there's definitely some size to it, some scale. And I failed physics in school, but are you going to be able to have enough speed to hit all of these? Like, how are you going to chain tricks together when it's this tightly packed? Is there a tow winch that they're implementing? Is it a speed boost? Something like, what is going on here? It doesn't look right to me.
I believe you can. I've seen some of these tracks in real life before, and it looks at the very start. We're actually dropping down from a start in a raised platform. So as long as you don't crash, you're pretty able to maintain the momentum by doing some pumps, but just going up and down. And it looks like there's several different paths. So, you would have obviously the option of which way you want to go, but this looks like one of those bigger, much more vertical dirt BMX parks.
Yeah, I didn't want to call it a pump track. I was afraid to call it that, but that is okay. Yeah, gravity based. Yeah, I am here for it. And we'll definitely be checking this out after today's video.
And remember, gravity is always a myth, or gravity is a myth.
I really need to get that tattooed somewhere. I love that sticker throughout the game, like the little tag that they have everywhere. I very well might. That might be. Ubisoft just celebrated their anniversary, their birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Ubisoft. And Riders is coming out with a brand new season all within the same week. I think that is my sign. I need one more sign. It's only a sign if it happens 3 times in a row. So if I get a third sign before the end of this week, I may be getting my Gravity as a Myth tattoo. Anyway, we're not talking about tattoos in the main topic. I'm sorry. I digress.
The next one, I can't tell if this is separate from the dirt park, but we have something similar, but it looks like a BMX more like real wood. So vertical, like a actual park that you would see with Ridge Ultimate branding all over it. It does look like it's in somewhat of the same area in that Yosemite Teton Valley. So I'm not sure if this is a continuation and it's one massive like Ridge Ultimate park, or if they're two separate but kind of similar areas. Either way, now you have options for both of the BMX parks, including on top of Area 51, which is at the other side of the map. And now we have this kind of taking up that top valley.
Yeah, you can see on the lip of the vert park that you were talking about, it does say Ultimate on the lip there on the black banner. So I am believing that this is one of those new parks and the new elements. But yeah, I mean, that first pump track area looks kind of small, but if there might be a whole other park behind it. So the scale is yet to be known, but they're really excited to see that vert as well. You know, we had the Vans Park that came in with Area 52. So we have experienced bull riding with BMX so far, but this looks like a more dedicated area for the BMX on vert. So I'm really excited to see that. Moving on, we do have some winter sports as well. We do have what looks to be some new rails, some new features for skis, kind of reminding me of Tricks Battle.
A little bit, yeah. These are some massive rails. I mean, do have red, good catch, red and blue rails, kind of on different sides. So the theming does kind of have the two different teams. But these are massive, and this is Mammoth or Teton. I want to say Mammoth based on it being not super steep in this little valley area. But I am very
over here.
Happy. Very happy to see some more ski parks added to this game, especially ones that aren't just Mammoth Mountain ski parks. These are looking a little more creative, kind of like what we got with some of the mass race courses where they took over some parts of nature and just got weird with it. Looks like this is one long rail park.
Yeah, after Area 52 came out for BMX and the snow skate and all of the other, fun sports there, the cement sports, if you will, I really did want a park like that, a very arcadey section of the map dedicated to the winter sports. And it looks like this may be one of those spots. We see it later on as well. We have another clip of the BMX doing BMX things. And then we have the hints of the plane on the snowboard. So the snowboarder is hitting the tail of a plane wreck. Doesn't look like the same plane that was featured in the other tweet that came out this weekend that called us out, but there's plane wreckage. So is that a reoccurring theme? Like, how are they justifying this? And then how do we work multiple plane wrecks into the lore of the game? Like, are they just sprinkling these all throughout?
I think based on the video and the picture, these might be one continuous, but it's broken up. So the tweet that was us, it looked like the main body and the wings of the plane, and this is at the tail end. So it kind of hit. And I imagine this is on Teton, so it looks like it hit and then separated. So you might you might ride past the front, the middle, and the tail section of this in the park. And they've got some wood features on each side too. So it looks like some of the riders, again, took some wreckage or took some stuff they found and turned this whole thing into a terrain park.
Like, I really like the inclusion of, those very fictitious rails and, all of the cartoony elements of the game. But something like this, where you're hitting a man-made jump and you are finishing that out with a grind off of a piece of wreckage, it isn't totally unbelievable. There are parks that feature cars and, I think there's a park somewhere that you can actually grind the wing of a Spitfire. Like, they have sunk plane parts into a trick park in real life. I want to say it's out in Utah somewhere, maybe up in Canada. Regardless, it's really cool to use found objects and all of those wood rails as well. It really just feels like it's homemade, and it's a bunch of riders that slapped this park together versus, it's another X Games park where it's cultivated and curated for us.
Yeah. And then right after this one, we got, it looks more like that Ridge Ultimate in the Sequoia Yosemite. And there's dirt and regular features, but not the like beautiful wood features that we had in the second bike park. So I don't know if this is one continuous one or not. It might just be one massive playground that's the Riders or Ridge Ultimate section.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be pretty cool though if it's like a bigger area like Area 52. And then
Yeah.
after that clip though, we have this really cool one that looks right out of a mass race. Some of those like warrior mass races where we have this wooden roller coaster track that's built along the edge of the dirt mountain. And it's got some of those nice little party lights hanging off of the fence too.
You got to have those party lights on there. But I mean, it's no surprise that I like racing elements more than trick park elements in my extreme sports games. I love the speed. I love racing. So to see an element like this, where you have that reclaimed wood vibe again, like someone built this on the side of a mountain above the hot air balloons, crashing down into a canyon, and later on in the clip you see a massive, it almost looks like a 90-degree right turn, and the wall for this bike is darn near straight up and down. So there is some serious speed being had in some of these elements. It's not just a bunch of trick parks. They're going for the speed demons as well, and I'm here for it because that's speaking to my heart.
Absolutely. And it looks, we got a couple races in here because you have people in the positions as well. And I'm wondering if any of these will be mass race tracks as well, because they are pretty solid additions to the game. But they might also be races, but they are also in, they got like a lot of terrain park features for what you would normally see in races too, which is different than we usually get.
Yeah. And then, we do have a couple others. We do have looks like a pretty, I don't want to say generic, but another downhill mountain bike course. We also have another trick park that is kind of reminiscent of some features in Steep and, riders as well. But these like really, really elevated Red Bull Joyride almost rails that are, again, built out of they look like telephone poles.
Yeah, it's like the ultra natural or the
ultra natural, not Joyride. Thank you.
I think so. Yeah, there's plenty of those in Steep, and there's one or two in Riders Republic. I remember it early in the snowboard career, but we're getting more of them now, and that's again another great way to take advantage of all of the snow sections in this map that didn't have too much going on outside of the snow parks. So it seems like they got a pretty good spread across the map and across all of the sports in this pack.
Yeah, not gonna lie, after Area 52 was premiered, I was scared that this game was going to take a more urban approach to their new content. And, just very like prefab, Vans sponsored concrete, cement, trick parks and bowls and all of that. But it really looks like they're getting back to their roots. They are using the mud and the dirt and the reclaimed wood, plane wreckage, you name it. The Riders have built the Ridge Ultimate Pack. The Riders have built Season 6. And, with everything that we saw with conservation in the past year with Project Phoenix and winning the Green Game Awards, I am really happy that the game isn't just completely, driving off the road of conservation and reclaimed and recycle and all of that. So that is a wonderful message that is hidden between all of the fun. But it is not something that should go overshadowed. I really do like that they are sticking to their guns and sticking with their art style here.
Yeah. And when the game first came out, we loved a lot of the map design with the courses they had and the terrain parks features they would sprinkle throughout. And then we didn't get too much added in after that, other than Area 52 and a couple small areas. So I'm hoping this is something we see more of, because building parks and new features like this is kind of what brings people back to test out the game and try out some new areas, try out some new tricks. And it was one of their strengths when Riders Republic came out. So I just hope they continue with that for the later seasons.
Kind of an abstract question for you just popped into my head. Riders isn't known to make really big ads. I mean, they did an ad campaign when the game launched, but we haven't seen one since. Do you feel, from what we've seen in this 30-second trailer, that the Ridge Ultimate Pack and Season 6 could warrant another ad campaign for Riders Republic to try and get people in? Or do you think that we still have some bigger elements on the horizon that they're going to save their cards, they're going to play their cards at a later date?
I think
you think there's enough here. Yeah.
I think you would wait until later. BMX was a pretty big one, and I think we had some ads sprinkled with that. But I would wait until we get something crazy. If we get, replay, or we get somewhere where people could actually build some parks or add some features, something like that would be worthy, I think, of an ad campaign and showing off everything they've added since launch.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I'm 100% on board there. I don't think the hoverboard on the water or, another park warrants that. It's going to be, like you said, like jet skis. It's going to be, dirt bike, whatever else maybe, down the road. But no, this is wonderful. I really like that. It always feels good to get out of the winter season. Look, I love winter. I love the holidays, all that warm and fuzzy feeling, but with the trees changing now, it's time that we bring the shorts back out and we get back out on our bikes, enjoying nature in the warmth again. And that is what Season 6 is here to bring us. So again, the game is updated as of today, Wednesday, March 29th. So please go and update your game and get in there, riders. It is time to ride once again. Season 6 is here. Well, what do we have here? From the mountains, from the backcountry of southern Finland, Flair has traded in his game capture system for an honest-to-goodness video camera, filming some of his friends. Like I said, in the south of Finland, this is another quintessential masterclass by Flair, but it's in real life.
I am glad to see him moving into the real life media here. I know he has done a ton of really awesome edits in the video games and had the interest in doing some real life stuff too. And this is perfect. It's shot beautifully too. The camera, the lookup table, the LUT, whatever you call them, the color grading, it's gorgeous. And I want to watch a lot more of this and kind of learn about the, mountain bike scene in Finland.
We said this way back in Steep, and we're saying it again for the crowd in Riders Republic. You need to follow Flair Productions on YouTube and wherever you can find Flair on the internet, because this kid, and he is a kid, is going to take the world by storm. He's going to be the next, what's the guy that does the Olympics and the X Games? Camera God?
Gimbal God.
He does Gimbal God.
Yes.
Flair is going to be like Gimbal God 2.0. We are going to see him doing side-by-side ride-alongs at the X Games and the Olympics. Mark my words. This kid's going to go places. Fantastic job, Flair. Giving him more time than we probably should have, but it's worth it. Let's move on here to our next piece of content. This one coming from Monkey D. Tony in the hills of France with another how-to video about the hippie jump.
Yes, we saw videos from him at the beginning of Riders Republic, and he competed in some of our events. So I'm glad to see him back on the scene. He's giving a tutorial on how to do some hippie jump, or what looks like a hippie jump, on the snow skate in Riders Republic. And he has a great breakdown video where he explains a little bit about it, tries some testing using the shove it, and then goes to a couple different areas and shows some different variations you could do with this trick.
Yeah, this is a 24, almost 25-minute video. It is very in-depth, and you're not just learning the hippie jump. You're learning hippie jumps into a grind, into a kickflip around the world, Christ air grabs, a hippie Christ air grab to thread 2. You want to know how to do it? You go and check out Monkey D. Tony over on YouTube, link down in the description. And lastly, playing us out for episode 6-9, it's none other than By Blast with the absolute best spots to get good clips in Riders Republic.
And I trust his opinion because he has put together some insane tricks all across this map. So I'll be watching this and then trying to visit some of these spots. I know I won't be doing great tricks, but I'll at least visit them.
Thank you, as always, to our other wonderful content creators in the community. We love sharing other channels' content around the game and around the sports that we all love. If you have content in real life or in the video game that you would like to share with the community and be featured on an upcoming episode of the Riders Report, join us over on the Nick and Mitch Discord server and find the self-promo channel where you can drop all of your hot, juicy YouTube videos. Okay, I'm done. Sorry. Thank you for joining us for episode 69 of the Riders Report.
And a very special thanks goes to our YouTube members, executive producers, Bone Crusher 2D, Coach 34, and my mom.
What just happened? And along with our co-producers, now featuring Captain Snowbeard, along with our fans and Fans Plus. If you want to become one of these members and have either Mitch or myself completely botch your name when we're thanking you for the money that you give us every month, you can hit join down below. Not only are you getting botched shout outs, but you're also getting cool perks like early access to this show every week, plus emojis and badges down in the comments sections, a members only video every month, sneak peeks of upcoming projects, and more.
And if not, you can just subscribe and you'll catch all of our great videos like Riders Republic content, the TFG X Game style competitions we do, and our random one-off videos like F1 commentary we did this weekend. And I know some of our subscribers saw it and were very confused, but they enjoyed it in the end.
Yeah, we were not hacked. We are slowly dipping our toes into the world of Formula racing. We may be doing that on and off weekend here and there. But let us know if you are a rider as well, but you're a driver as well. Do we have any Riders Republic fans here that are playing Formula One as well? Let us know your favorite team. Let us know your favorite car, season, track, whatever. Let's nerd out on some F1 as well as Riders Republic Season 6 out today. Thank you very much. We'll see you in same place, same time next week for episode 70. And until then, I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see you on the slopes.